So I want to ask you, what was the moment that you realized that you needed to do different, and what helped you trust that shift?
Sure. So the quick answer is a deathbed promise. My husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he lived then for 8.5 years until the tumor, he had surgery. Then the tumor started growing again. Our triplets were 3 when he was diagnosed,
Oh
and
my
they were
gosh.
11 a few months before their 12th birthday when he died. But that last week, my we had him at home on hospice, and that last week, the man that I married came back to me for just a little while, and
Oh,
he talked. He apologized for the erratic behavior and everything that had happened over that almost a decade. But one of the things he said was, "You have to promise me. Write your books. That's what you're meant to do. It's what you've always wanted to do. I know you've had to take care of me and have the health insurance and take care of the kids, but really, you need to write your books. And if you have to write our story first, do it."
yeah.
And I made the promise to him that I would write the books. It took me a while to finally do it because my kids were still young and I did need to keep my corporate job. But finally, I decided it was time. It was, I had a series of corporate jobs and I just kept finding people who put profits over people. And
Yeah.
that doesn't jive at all with my own values. So
Yeah.
for me, for years in in corporate world and in politics before that, that was my original career. I was always writing. I wrote speeches, helped develop the voices of politicians as well as corporate executives.
Wow.
I wrote their communiques, all those types of things, and helped them define who they were. And some of them, I have to say, were excellent. They were really good.
Mhm.
They believed in what they were doing. They really wanted to have a legacy that said they made a difference other than just the bottom line.
Right.
Those were the people and those were the companies that I enjoyed working in the most. But I started seeing a shift over the last 10 years or so. So I decided, I don't know if it's them or me, but it's time that I fulfill that promise. And so
Yeah.
I left corporate. Now I did consult for a couple of years, just because friends of mine asked me for help with their communications and their marketing at their corporations. But finally, in 2 years ago, I said, you know what? It's time. Enough is enough. I'm going to write books. I'm going to have uh, basically have a store of them ready to go. So I wasn't the person who wrote one book and then was, oh no, what am I going to write next? No, before I did anything with them, I wanted to make sure I was going to continue. And at the same time, I learned the industry. So the simple answer was a deathbed promise. The longer answer was my whole life has been a series of pivots. And
Right.
this is the next one. This is the next act of my life. And it's very different because it's just all about me, what I'm producing. Am I producing enough? Am I learning the industry?